We're here with Bad News Barrett. So first of all, let's talk about the video game. We're here for WWE 2K15. You've got an opportunity probably to see it a little bit. What's your thoughts about the game, and are you a gamer yourself?
You know, I used to be a gamer when I'm younger, but once you become a WWE superstar, you get so little downtime. It's almost impossible to have any hobbies. So hobby-wise, they've been dropped for the time being. I think once I'm done with wrestling and retired, I'll probably pick them up again. But I just had a little play on 2K15. I was blown away. It's by far the best WWE game I've ever seen or played. The realism is incredible. It's so much like watching Raw or WrestleMania or whatever it is. It's the gameplay and the realism. They've really knocked it out of the park this time.
So let's talk about yourself. How's the shoulder doing?
Shoulder's good. I'm back in the gym lifting weights again. We have an estimation I'll be back in December. I'm hoping to beat that. We'll see how it goes. But yeah, fingers crossed it keeps going the way it's been going, and I'll be back as soon as I can.
What's up with you and these hard luck injuries? It seems like really when you get right on track and you're about to go to the next level, then unfortunately an injury happens.
Well, I've always had this philosophy when I'm out in a ring that I want to go 100%. I don't want to ever go out there and be too careful. I mean, we always try and be as safe as we can and avoid injuries, but sometimes I get lost in the moment. I want to go 100%, and if I can hit something a little harder than I normally do because it's on TV, then I'll do that. And that's something sometimes to my detriment, and maybe it's something I've got to learn about and learn to kind of protect myself a little more. But then there's an element of bad luck. I mean, things sometimes happen in a ring that you can't control, and I think it's definitely been an element of that too.
Well, the injury before was pure bad luck, wasn't it? I mean, that wasn't, you know, you're doing it. That was just wrong place.
Exactly.
You know.
And to be honest with you, there's an element of that with any injury in the ring. It's always going to be wrong place, wrong time kind of thing. But like I say, I mean, I've been very fortunate with regards to the surgery I've had. I had a great surgeon, one of the best on the planet. He's done an amazing job. I'm feeling good, and I'll be back as soon as I can.
So you had surgery on the right arm?
It was basically the shoulder collarbone area. I tore a bunch of ligaments and stuff in there. So that's all been fixed now, and that's all healing up well. And like I say, looking forward to getting back in there and beating somebody up.
I was going to say, because at that time you were really on a roll, and it was funny because we hadn't seen you wrestle for a little while until right after WrestleMania, and we had seen you being Bad News Barrett for a little while, and it really started to catch on. I mean, were you really feeling it? I mean, what was it like for you when it was starting to catch on? Yeah,
I think for the first time, probably in 2 or 3 years, I felt like I really had some momentum. I felt like the audience was really connecting with the character. It kind of reminded me of the reactions I was getting during my Nexus run, but maybe a little more positive this time. So people were actually wanting to see me and wanting to cheer me a little more. So it was never intended that would be the character. We never went out there and planned people to cheer for it, but sometimes audiences connect with something, they find it entertaining, and regardless of the situation that the character might be in, they sometimes just want to cheer for it, and we've seen that in the past, and that's kind of what was happening with me with the Bad News Barrett character just before I got injured. So it's going to be interesting to see how it goes when I do come back, when I return, what kind of reception I get, and I suppose we'll take it from there. And in a lot of ways, the WWE universe dictates our storylines and the directions we go, so that's going to be very interesting to see.
Is there anyone that you would like to work with? If you could pick your return, anyone on the roster that you would really want to start out with?
I think somebody who I've never really been in there before with would be Bray Wyatt. I'm a huge fan of his. Great character, great presentation, amazing mover in the ring. He's a very unique body shape and size and power and stuff. He's definitely someone I'd like to lock horns with, both in the ring and verbally. I think we could do some very interesting stuff.
When it came to you verbally, I mean, a lot of that material, was that just off the cuff? Was that you?
It's a mixture of stuff that's been written by our creative team, stuff that's been kind of come up with by myself, and then a lot of it is off the cuff. We do a lot of improv based on how audiences are reacting and stuff. That's kind of how we are as performers. We can't just go out and simply read a script, because if you do that, you don't really get that connection with the live audience, and that really translates even on TV and stuff like that. So yeah, I mean, a lot of what we do is improv, but like I say, we kind of have a general script we like to try and stick to.
Two last things. You were getting some digs in on some guy there too. Was there any one of those in particular that you really enjoyed? Because I know the crowd was really getting into it, enjoying it, and you seem to take a lot of pleasure in it too.
I always take pleasure when I'm taking digs at people. I think one that really sticks in my mind is that I think The Miz was having a match a few months ago, and I remember going up on my podium during his match, and I started providing alternative commentary and telling the world how boring The Miz was and how his matches sucked and how he's sending everyone to sleep. And I know that really that hit him personally. And when I can hit someone personally, like I know it really hurt him personally, that's when I feel like I've done my job. And now he's walking around with my Intercontinental Championship, which I had to vacate because of my injury. So believe me, somebody who's going to be very high on the hit list when I do return, if he still has my title, is The Miz. So we'll see if he can actually defend it against Dolph at the SummerSlam pay-per-view, and if he does, then he might be the next person in my sights.
Last thing, do you miss your riser, and what happened to it at Elimination Chamber?
Elimination Chamber, that was the first time we've ever tried to use it more than once in the evening. So the first time it went up fine. We had like 3 more times I was planning to go up, but we had some bad electricians that day, and believe me, the Minnesotan electrician who was employed that day will not be employed by WWE again. So yeah, that was a bad day, and I do miss it. I mean, it was a lot of fun going up there. It really got people's attention. It was very unique. It was like nothing we'd ever seen before in WWE, which is always a good thing. But I don't know, maybe we'll bring it back. I'm out injured at the moment. I'm not going to be in the ring for a little while. Maybe I can be back on TV on my rising podium.
Yeah, there's a pay-per-view tomorrow, SummerSlam.
There we go. Maybe it's in town. I don't know.
When you have the injury, I mean, you're always going to be somewhat banged up from wrestling. I mean, does that allow the rest of your body to heal up a little bit, or does it not really make a difference? Or do you need that constant banging to keep your body tough?
I think so. I think anytime you're a WWE wrestler, the best your general body health is going to feel is probably about 85%. That's on a good day. But then when you get this time off to heal your shoulder, suddenly those little knocks you had on your hip or your back or your neck, they all start healing up too. So sometimes it's nice to get a few months off and just get the whole body back to 100%. And then hopefully when I get back in the ring, whenever I'm cleared for this, everything's going to feel like it's brand new, which I'm looking forward to, and that really helps performances in the ring and that kind of thing. So.
Thanks for the time, man. Appreciate it.
Appreciate it. Good.